Okay, looks like I'm streaming. Streaming now. Okay, good. Okay, looks like I'm streaming. Oop. Theme is good. YouTube. No. Okay, I'm streaming on YouTube. Alrighty. Put the tweet out. Tweet and tweet. Okay, fingers crossed. Okay, good. Whew. Alright. Yeah, there's a there's a bit of an issue with this game. Um, when I go from another when I go back to this game, that it takes my second monitor and just turns it off. I gotta restart my computer. Fucking sucks. Let's see. Duh, duh, duh. Pick this guy. Enter a name for this player. What should this guy's name be? Hmm. Just go with Ron. I don't know. Enter a password. Okay. I don't know why I hit enter a password. Just starts me there. What I'm gonna play.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, you should know that the story you're about to hear has quite a number of, well, don't say I didn't warn you.
Hurry! Mark! pizza has arrived.
He's alive. And he's hungry.
Needs tomato sauce.
Ah, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Ayo, let's begin at the beginning.
Okay, that sounds. Usually, when you start a game, that's usually the place you should start, is the beginning.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the annual Horror Film Awards ceremony, in which the most outstanding monsters of the silver screen compete for the Golden Death Chickens. Please go into the theater now and take your seats and enjoy.
What did you just say?
Didn't you hear me?
Of course I heard you.
Good for you.
I'm not deaf.
Right, just dumb.
You jerk.
Lunatic.
Dan Murray. The boss has assigned this story to the two of us. If you don't come into the theater with me and do your part,
So, you don't think you can do it alone?
I think I'm more than capable.
You don't say.
Dan Murray, I'm going to go into that theater and write a Pulitzer Prize story by myself. You hear me?
You're gonna leave me out here in the cold in the dead of autumn?
I hope you freeze.
How can I keep myself warm?
Ayo, Dan. It was fabulous. I did so many interviews that we're going to have to ask the boss for more space. Fitz Randolph, Professor Fly, Chrome Hot, Eva Morte, the poet, the Grim Reaper, and the short guy from Monster Without a Cause.
Fascinating.
Yeah, you know, the one from, hey, what's that?
It's antifreeze.
Dan Murray, have you been out here drinking while I was in there doing your job? That's it. The byline is going to be mine and mine alone. They can fire you for all I care. What's more, if they ask me for a shovel to help dig your grave, I'll be more than happy to help. And if...
Hey, what's he up to?
Big Albert. In Fitz Randall's office. That's odd.
You were saying?
We have to go in there.
My thoughts exactly.
Finally, real investigative journalism. Come on, move it.
Sweetheart, my thing is sports writing. If he hits you with a baseball bat, call me.
And that's how it all started for Liz Allaire. She decided she was going into that office with or without Dan's help.
Okay, so I'm playing now.
Jerk. Jerk.
Okay.
I wonder what Dan's got in there. I wonder what... What's in the trunk, Dan?
For you, the unknown.
Not so, because I don't want to open it.
Better for you, because I wasn't going to let you.
Then everyone's happy.
Extremely.
Good.
Good.
Ayo, Dan. So how are you doing?
Better than you, my dear.
Ayo?
Careful with the antifreeze. It makes your complexion look all pasty.
A jab to the left, it's pumpkin punch. A jab to the right. Have you been drinking antifreeze?
No way. I just rubbed a little on my face. It was cold. When the boss finds out who did all the interviews, you're going to be in hot water.
You won't find out. Liz Allaire's no stool pigeon. Or is she?
Sometimes I blurt out things without meaning to.
You wouldn't dare.
Try me. So, what exactly did you do wrong?
I met you.
You must have done something wrong for the boss to take you off your beloved sports section and put you on the society beat. Did you have a thing going with the boss's wife?
That witch? I'd sooner have a thing with anybody.
You wrote something that didn't follow the paper's editorial line.
Always. I write what I feel like, however and whenever I want.
Did you hit someone?
A jab to the left. I can't remember. A jab to the right. deserved it.
Actually, I could care less what you did.
Fascinating.
I wonder what Big Albert is doing in Fitzrandolph's office.
No, don't tell me. You mean you still haven't found out? Liz Allaire, the famous investigative journalist. What pitiful results.
Guy's an asshole.
Do you want to hear the story of Big Albert?
I know it. I don't need you to...
Big Albert, previously known as the Creature, reanimated by electroshock and assembled using body parts from the cadaver of an unlucky bodybuilder and the brain of the greatest scientist of our time. He created his own line of clothing and accessories 4 years ago. Nobel Prize in Medicine 3 years ago, Nobel Prize in Philosophy 2 years ago, Nobel Peace Prize last month. I'm finished. Lately, there's been a lot of monsters doing strange things. Am I right?
Frankie Dogface Bowser disappeared for 3 days and came back with his face surgically altered. Now he's 10 years uglier. 70 in dog years.
Oh.
This thing with Big Albert could be a scoop.
The most intelligent man in the world, caught red-handed. The Quill's Rubber Room reporter tells all in an exclusive.
You're a real people person, aren't you?
But the quota is filled, my dear. Try again next season.
Jerk.
Lunatic.
What were we talking about? Ah, yes. I hope you freeze.
To your health.
Okay, been through all the dialogue options now. Mansion.
He
Robot.
has a saw for a hand. How uncomfortable. Tabby the Third, Fitzrandolph's pet, is inside. This connects to Fitzrandolph's office where Big Albert went in. I can't go in this way. Someone could see me like I saw Big Albert.
Okay, let's go in the front door. See what happens.
Hiyo, miss. I thought you were going.
Mr. Fitzrandolph.
Now, come and sit beside me, Miss Allaire. I never imagined you were such a party girl.
Me? No. I'm still here because it's so pleasant here, don't you think?
You don't need an excuse, miss. My friend Murray's intern is always welcome.
Oh.
Actually, I was referring to your unusual style of dancing.
Oh, I see.
Have I offended you?
Yes. No. Maybe. It's just that... How is it that you're sitting here by yourself?
I love parties, but when you get to be my age... Since I'm the host, I can't go to bed. But at least here it's quiet.
In our interview earlier, I forgot to ask you...
Big Albert has gotten into your office.
Donations, foundations, charity events. Do you have any time left for yourself?
I'm just doing my part for the less fortunate, miss. Without the little people below,
The cream of society would sink to the bottom.
How did you know I was going to say that?
I didn't.
Disconcerting.
Horror movies have allowed monsters to gain acceptance in society. Are you proud of that?
Not completely accepted, miss. It's true that we aren't persecuted anymore and that we finally have the same rights as everybody else, but unfortunately, there are still many minds to change. So many people judge other people by their appearance.
No.
Do you get along with the stars of your super productions?
Well, I try to be a good employer, but it's not always easy. Fame goes to their heads. They do strange things.
How's business going? Support your answer.
MKO is still the largest movie studio in the country and the world. We have made horror movies fashionable. And as long as that continues, nothing can touch us.
Thank you for your time.
I'm not going to mention that,
I'm nobody's intern.
Oh, Pardon me. It's just that you're so young, and Murray is so you know what I mean, so Murray.
Why does everyone like Dan?
I don't want to seem arrogant, but Murray is like me. We're both self-made men, and we both have kept our common touch.
Dan is a sports writer. How do you know him?
I'll only say one thing. The Los Angeles Freaks. I'm the owner.
How nice.
The baseball team, miss. I bought it years ago, and Murray comes to all the games.
Dan's not worth talking about so much. What about my style of dancing?
Well, you're not accustomed to dancing in public.
Are you insinuating that I'm not a good dancer?
No, although society may not be prepared to see a woman move so many parts of her body so rapidly and with so much independence with respect to the rhythm.
Aha! I'm a feminist.
Wait, no. He just said you're a bad dancer.
I've never danced in public, but I look quite good in the mirror.
Then don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If I hadn't believed in myself when I was young, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Vegetable soup.
I don't understand. Do you want some?
What?
Vegetable soup.
Ah, what's in it?
Disconcerting.
Now, where were we? I'm gonna take a walk.
Just one thing, miss.
Just
As you're probably already aware, I know some of the best doctors in the country, including psychiatrists.
I have a cousin who's a veterinarian.
I've observed that you sometimes say disconcerting things.
Yes, I've done a lot of reading.
Yes, of course. It's, take the vegetable soup, for example.
Poor thing. Haven't you had dinner?
Yes. No, I won't keep you any longer.
that was...
Cons, I can't go into the hall that leads to Fitzrandolph's office while he's right there next to it. Pros, he gets along with Dan. This is the idea.
Bad idea.
Good.
Bad.
Jerk.
Lunatic.
Dan Murray, are you telling me that you do not intend to go into the mansion or to get Fitzrandolph away from the hall?
In a nutshell.
Well, okay then.
Okay.
Good.
Good.
But Liz Allaire was not a woman to give up easily, and she decided to convince Dan to get Fitzrandolph away from the hall.
Heyo, Dan. So how are you doing?
Better than you, my dear.
What do you have against me?
Not a thing. Not even that you're a daddy's girl. Not even that you're a novice. Not even that Mr. Boss thinks you have talent. Not even that you hate sports. Not even that you're crazy. Not even that you're impossible to work with. Not a single solitary thing.
Okay, then.
So, what exactly did you do wrong?
The ball's in your court, my dear.
I don't like you.
What did you say?
That I don't like you. Sort of.
Oh, it sounded like, it must be the punch.
Actually, I could care less what you did.
Fascinating. No matter how much you try, you won't guess. Even if you did, it wouldn't help you anyway.
Why don't you help me get Fitzrandolph away from the hall?
Because I bet half my salary on the fight tonight, and in a little while they'll be announcing the winner.
That's no excuse. Come on, I only need you for 5 minutes.
It's a shame that I can't help you. A real shame.
You missed the fight because they sent you here as punishment. Do you confirm that?
That's not the worst. Mr. Boss set it up so they won't let me into the stadiums, racetracks, and arenas. They turned the faucet off. Gosh, I can't miss Friday. Manny Hammerboy Brown against Rico the Italian Stallion Sandretti. I would do anything to be there.
You bet money on a fight. Tell me more.
Jim Bad Blood Dixon against Ron Hellman Pearlboy. Small potatoes, at least compared to next Friday.
I like that
Let's
one.
change the subject.
Ron
I hope you
Hellman
freeze.
To your health.
Heyo, Dan.
Better than...
Topic: boxing. Subject: Murray. Questions.
Topic: boxing. Subject: Murray. Questions? And who did you say would be trading punches this Friday in his shorts?
Manny Hammerboy Brown against Rico the Italian Stallion Sandretti. The World Flyweight Championship, sweetheart. I would do anything to be there.
Let's change this. I hope.
Go back to the mansion. See if something comes up.
It's enormous, but it was completely full for the ceremony. Nope, it's closed and there's no one left.
Okay, worth a shot.
It's one of Dr. Zelsius's revolutionary robots. So, short stuff, you guarding the stairs?
Restricted area. Only person authorized, William A. Fitzrandolph.
Don't worry, I'm not trying to go up. I have good manners because I went to finishing school. How about you?
Negative.
Fitzrandolph's private quarters are up there, right?
Restricted area.
What happens if I go up the stairs?
I punch you.
Well, it's been a pleasure. See you later.
Negative.
As arrogant as Dan, but less flexible.
Talk to this one now.
Hey, yo, short stuff. I don't have anything against your brother over there, but I bet you're the nice one in the family, aren't you?
Restricted area. Only person authorized, William A. Fitzrandolph.
I see. Fill in the blanks. Her mother gave her a basket to take to her granny, but she should have been more careful because in the
Restricted area.
lived the wolf, who was an animal with a rather
Negative.
disposition, and so she went into her granny's
Restricted area.
and would have met a really
Negative.
fate if a woodcutter had not said to the wolf,
I punch you.
Okay.
I would just love to get inside your head to find out what you're thinking.
Restricted area.
Let me go up, short stuff.
Restricted area.
Well, it's been a pleasure. See you later.
Negative.
Corridor. Go that way.
Miss Allaire, could you confirm that the reading room is being remodeled? Confirmed. Thank you. You're welcome. My pleasure.
Talking to herself.
Nice painting.
That armchair.
Large cans of white paint and little ones with blue pigment. Large... Especially recommended for climbing to nowhere. What a place to leave books! How little respect people have for culture! I don't want to sit down. The cans of pigment weigh less. I don't need more pigment. I don't need more pigment or any paint. Did the workers leave this behind? Did the work... If there was anything in the pockets, someone got here before me and took it. I'm not going up, nor am I moving it. If If I sit here and start to read a book, I won't be able to put it down until morning.
Well, I grabbed paint. But now what? No, didn't think so.
Only 5 minutes left in its memory. It would be good if I could get Big Albert to confess. Without this, I wouldn't have gotten to the award ceremony or the party. Blue. I don't really see it working in the reading room. If there was anything in the pockets, someone got here before me and took it. Ayo, short stuff. And if I give you this?
Negative.
Is everything all right, miss?
Do you have any tickets for the Hammer what's-his-name Sandretti fight?
I'm proud to say that I don't. I have been prohibited from attending any event organized by the Sandretti family since I reported their mafia activities. I wish they would go back to New York and leave us in peace.
I don't like seeing you just sitting there in that chair. I'd much rather see you in bed.
If that's what you want, it would be my pleasure to share my bed.
No, I'm not sleepy.
So much the better, don't you think? Neither am I.
Ah, never mind. Forget what I said about going to bed. I'll figure out something else.
Disconcerting. You are light years away from any social convention.
I'm gonna take a walk.
Enjoy yourself.
That's where the ball is, but it's dying down now. After the way they all laughed when I started dancing, I prefer not to go in. Nice glasses. These could be Professor Fly's. I can see well enough that I don't need these. I don't need glasses to... Nah, I don't want to give this to Fitzrandolph. Ayo, short stuff. Care for...
Negative.
Alright, well, I at least picked up stuff. Let's go back to Dan.
Ayo, Dan!
Better than you, my dear.
I hope you free.
To your health.
I like it closed because then it's like it's not there. Dan won't let me open it, the jerk.
Oh, nice. Oh, there's more rooms. I go that way. See? Would never have known.
Heyo, Edgar. What are you doing at the window?
Heyo, weren't you going?
Oh, sometimes I'm going and sometimes I'm coming. What are you doing at the window?
Shall I take your jacket again?
I'm gonna be coming and going. What are you doing at the window?
Rehearsing.
Ah, you've been cast in a movie?
No, just rehearsing for the sake of rehearsing. With my looks, nobody can believe I'd be competent as a monster in front of the camera.
20, 12, 1, 4.
I don't understand. Why did you say that?
To help myself relax. It works every time.
I honestly think she's
Out
nuts.
of work actor. Coat check attendant. Obvious synergies. How long have you been working for Fitz Randolph?
About a month. He pays well, and he's nice.
They don't let you play monsters?
No, with my looks, I don't scare anyone. At the auditions, I don't even get to act. They send me packing as soon as they lay eyes on me.
What type of work are you doing right now?
A little of everything. Maintenance, basically. I do whatever needs doing.
And Fitz Randolph can't give you a recommendation?
No, that would compromise his integrity. He gives his producers and directors complete artistic freedom and never interferes in things like casting.
Was your appearance this original when you were a boy?
Yes, from day one. I was born in a beautiful and absolutely ordinary place, with your typical farm animals. Why did I turn out peculiar? Your guess is as good as mine.
Gee, no idea.
Whims of Mother Nature.
Enough said. Let's move on. I like books. Who does the one on the table belong to?
To me, for autographs. I've gotten them from all the celebrities at the party. Except for Hammer Boy Brown.
Go on, rehearse. I'll watch you.
I'm on it.
So now he's into rehearsing. Poor thing. Edgar's autograph book. It's Edgar's. And I don't steal. Usually.
Okay, Shift, Control, and Alt do nothing, okay.
Don't you threaten me.
What does it say? No ticket, no coat.
It's Blue Harrelson, the star of Vulcan Flash in the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, who disappeared without a... Wait a minute. Edgar! You are Vulcan Flash.
I wish.
Seriously, you could pass for him. Now you have a job.
Blue, strange eyes, dressed like this. Impossible. I'm very grateful to you, but no.
Maybe it was out of generosity or stubbornness, or just because she happened to feel like it. But Liz decided that very night she would convince Edgar of his future as Vulcan Flash. For that, her original mind came up with a mental image that she decided to call the Complete Alien Kit, which she would equip with everything required for this altruistic goal.
Okay, that goes
Agreed.
there.
He's not exactly the guy in the poster, but close enough.
That there.
Yes. The effect is positively alien.
And that there.
On second thought, the color blue is a fundamental characteristic of the Great Vulcan Flash. If I'm not mistaken, my Complete Alien Kit is ready for action.
I had
Can you
everything,
confirm
didn't even
that for
know
me,
it.
Miss Allaire? Confirmed. The alien kit is complete.
She's insane.
Finally, the moment has arrived for opening the refrigerator. There's my Edgar.
You talking to me?
I am going to put an end to your sad life. Exciting, huh?
No, I don't understand.
Oh, Edgar, don't you see the Vulcan Flash poster?
I am identical to him, the new Vulcan Flash. Next audition, I'm going straight to the top.
Thank you for convincing me, Liz, Edgar continued. I'll make it in the movies as an alien.
Yes. This is all very well and good. But ask me about what's-his-name Brown's jacket.
Oh no, the jacket. Where is it?
Put away. I was afraid you'd drip on it when you drank the pigment.
You think of everything.
And this is where you tell me I get to keep it.
You're right.
I suppose that's the least I can do for you,
That's the least I
Liz.
can do for you, Liz. Eh?
How did you know what I was going to
what I
say?
was going to say?
I had no idea. And now I'm telling you to go back to rehearsing, okay?
I'm on it.
He's in such a hurry. And I haven't even told him. Is he talking to himself?
Oh, who does that?
I can't go while Fitzrandolph is sitting right there, or he'll suspect something.
And now I got that one dude's jacket. Maybe that can cheer Dan up.
He's much more muscular than Edgar. It won't fit him. I'll get him to take Fitz. Ayo, Dan.
Better than you.
Topic? The coat check guy is wearing Hammer Boy's jacket.
Good for him. Can he get me tickets for the fight on Friday?
I don't know. Let's change. I hope.
Maybe I can look
Could
at
there
it.
be anything in the pockets? Ah, look, how convenient.
Tickets.
Dan, have you seen me eat paper?
Can't say I've had the pleasure.
Watch. I have here 2 pieces that say Rico, the Italian Stallion Sandretti versus Manny, Hammerboy Brown.
Give them to me.
Fitzrandolph, away from the hall. Now.
Hey, Willie.
Murray, my friend, you doing good?
Better than you.
When are we gonna get together, throw a few punches?
I'd like to throw back a drink. I see you're empty.
What a guy.
And that was how Liz convinced Dan to get Fitzrandolph away from the hall.
Thank you, Mr. Narrator.
Now I can. Is he asleep? Good. Closed. Life is like a crocodile. Wait a minute.
What?
Aren't the offices of Fitzrandolph and his secretary connected?
Maybe?
Even if they are.
Hotspots.
Sparky, the Vulcanian sheep. Vulcan
That's a
Flash's
sheep?
faithful pet. It's a still photograph from the sinister caped light bulb. A huge hit for MKO.
Can't really see that far.
Spencer McDundy. He's actually Australian, but for some reason he's good at playing Scottish ghosts.
Try this door.
Could be another office, but I have no idea.
Let's find out. Nope.
It's still closed.
Talk to the robot.
Hey yo, short stuff.
Heyo, nice night. Considering that at this time of year...
You open office doors, right?
Affirmative. Considering that at this time of year, it usually cools...
What's your name, sweetheart?
Jimmy Love. It usually cools down, but autumn, as you know, comes late and all...
Look, Jimmy, I'm not going to ask you to open Fitz Randolph's office.
Only authorized subject, William A. Fitz Randolph. Late and all at once.
But his secretary's yes. Okay, sweetheart?
Only authorized subject, Beverly Torrance. Hair blonde, eyes blue, bust 50, waist 24, hips 36, negative identification.
Access denied.
Access denied? Liz said to herself. We'll just see about that.
Aren't you the charmer?
Integrated elevator conversation chip. We'll have to start dressing more warmly.
Informational topic unit. Doors. Open the third door.
Access denied.
But I was in here just last month when I interviewed your boss.
It was a lovely morning, but it drizzled in the afternoon. The weather is crazy.
Open the first door for me.
I have never opened it. It's not possible. Jammed. Maybe it's the humidity. A lot of humidity these last few winters.
Open the second door.
Ah, done this.
Only authorized subject, Beverly Torrance. Hair blonde, eyes blue, bust 50, waist 24, hips 36, negative identification.
Who is Beverly Torrance?
Beverly Torrance, Secretary, Authorization, Door 2. Although at this time of year you know how it is. If you dress warmly, sunshine, and if not, you freeze to death.
Informational topic unit. Hey, time for bed, sweetheart.
You ever put the jacket on?
He's not cold. They don't make autumns like they used to. Edgar has its glasses.
Maybe I can now check in the trunk of Dan's car.
How strange. Being Dan's, I expected to find a trunk full of old, dirty, worthless junk. But apart from this empty oil can and a baseball bat, there's nothing. Not even the unknown.
Maybe I talk to this robot.
Hey, yo, short stuff.
I knew you'd come. Take me with you.
Where?
To the great beyond, to my final resting place, to eternal peace.
No way, never on the first date.
Are you not my grim reaper, the angel of death, the bearer of the scythe, the stealer of souls?
Ah, now I know who you're talking about. It's a guy with hiccups who's still at the party. Quite elderly. I'm Liz, and you?
Phil, my
Phil.
time has not come. It never comes.
Are you feeling sad?
Sadness is the only real name of that which you call life.
Let's talk about you. What's behind this door?
My tool shed, my greenhouse, my vale of tears. Do you want to go in?
Never
Sure.
on the first date.
Disconcerting.
I've never seen you before. What do you do?
Pull petals off the daisy of existence. I'm dying. I'm not dying. I'm dying. I'm not dying. I'm dying.
Damn Thing's Eeyore. Only a little more depressed.
And what work do you do while you're pulling the petals off the daisy of existence?
Gardening. I plant, I water, I cut fence posts with the saw. I observe how everything decays in the relentless march of time.
Why are you here doing nothing?
I'm not. I'm dragging myself toward the inevitable bitter end.
What do you do here, apart from dragging yourself toward the inevitable bitter end?
Lots of drunkards on the loose. They step on the grass. Hollow men crushing lilies underfoot in the land of death.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna get any good headlines out of you. Have you seen Big Albert?
I have seen things you can't imagine. I've seen ivy grow higher on the wall. I've seen lightning bugs shining in the darkness near the door to the mansion. I've seen all this and much more, all of which will disappear in time. But Big Albert, no,
Hey, yeah, we'll talk later.
if we don't expire first.
Such a cheerful little guy. Wonder if I can give him the motor oil?
Never mix alcohol with depression. I prefer to go in through the hall. This corresponds to the third door in the hall.
Nope, nothing. It was weird that she kind of dematerialized.
You're awfully crabby, Tubby. I was going to pet him, but he blew it.
Yeah, I can give the motor oil to these guys.
Hey, yo, short stuff. Wouldn't you like a little oil for...
Negative.
You're gonna be sorry when I drink it all up, and
Negative.
at least he's sincere.
This guy.
Ayo, short stuff. Wouldn't you like a little oil for...
Negative.
You're gonna be sorry when I drink it all up, and
Negative.
at least he's sincere.
Oh, wait, what's this?
Hey, there's something on it. A crank handle. Archie McCandless gave me a rose once and said, "Care to dine with me?" I told him, "No, thank you. I've already had dinner. You eat it." This is good for getting into trouble for jumping on it. Nothing in that interests me. I could pick some roses, but I'm full.
What?
Doesn't look like Fitzrandolph dropped anything else. Should I take a seat? Nah.
Let's go in the reading room, see if there's anything else in there I can maybe use.
I'm not going up, nor am I moving it.
Crank handle. A staircase. No, okay. Worth a shot. Code check.
No, doesn't even rhyme. There's my Edgar. Life is like a crocodile. One day it's biting you, and the next it's a stuffed animal.
I don't understand.
What don't you understand? Who is Beverly Torrance?
Mr. Fitzrandolph's secretary. A little tacky. She's even given the robots names. Jimmy, Love, Phil.
Out-of-work actor.
I think I've asked him all these already.
Enough said. Let's move on. Go on.
I'm on it.
No.
I'm annoyed that Edgar hasn't asked me for my autograph. Better not ask. He might have Dan's.
Well, he's the only robot I haven't asked.
It's empty. It's empty.
Really?
Empty. Typical of Dan. Fitzrandolph must have dropped it. I'll give them to Dan, if he's good.
Now, that makes me wonder. I go back to the car, open up the hood, and get the oil.
Once got my head caught under the hood of my father's car. Anne-Marie, my smart sister, was being Tarzan. Queenie, my pretty sister, was Jane. I was Cheetah, and the car was the crocodile. I don't like to play with crocodiles. I can't fill the motor with oil from an empty can.
Can you feel...
like to play with crocodiles. Dance. It's half full.
Can I put this
Great
in here?
idea. Pumpkin punch in a can of motor oil. Anyone care for some? The first motor oil made from pumpkin punch.
Okay. Another what? Oops. Uh-oh. Fingers crossed I didn't fuck anything up by clicking off screen. Okay, good. Whew. I thought I mucked something up. I clicked off on my other monitor. Okay. Now, try this.
Pumpkin punch, Jimmy?
I'd like to, but Mr. Fitzrandolph will fire me if he sees me drinking. He only lets us drink oil so that we don't rust.
He's in the ballroom. He won't see you.
No, I don't dare. He could show up at any moment, like a summer thunderstorm.
Don't worry, I'll figure out something else. But you'll have your punch. I bet you can't guess what's inside this oil can.
Affirmative. Suddenly, everything is like cloudy. The weather is just crazy.
Jimmy, pumpkin punch love.
Hey, yo, Jimmy.
Nice night.
Open the second door for me.
Maybe I messed up his scans.
Unauthorized subject, Beverly Torrance. Hair blonde, eyes blue. Bust 50. Waist 24, hips 36. Positive identification. Access allowed.
That worked. Keep trying. Almost there. Oh, so close. One more time. Oh, get right. You're right there. You're right there, buddy. Just stick it in the hole. Because that's what she said. That works.
And that was how, with the help of the pumpkin punch, Liz got Jimmy Love to open the door to the secretary's office.
Thanks, sweetheart. Fitzrandolph Mansion, Halloween night. My exclusive interview with Big Albert. Hey, you, Albert. Liz Allaire of the Quill.
Huh?
4 questions. 20. Can you tell me your motive for sneaking into the magnate Fitzrandolph's office? 12. What's that in your hand? 1. Are the rumors that you're a kleptomaniac true, or did I just invent that to get under your skin a bit? 4. Are you listening?
Now, give this to the immaterial man. Hurry.
Poor Liz. For once, fortune seemed within reach, only to elude her. On the other hand, if she had managed to get into Fitzrandolph's office, she would only have solved the mystery surrounding Big Albert after reading that note.
She's not altogether ugly. Too many curves.
Yes, that's...
Nice place to curl up with a book. Eva Morte, the Dark Lady. She's evil, perverse, and bad as they come. It's strange that Fitz Randolph has such an obsolete model. After all, he bankrolls the inventions of Professor Fly, who's designed more advanced phonographs than this. Carrying a few extra pounds.
Seems to be the only thing I can interact with. Things. Oh, wait, right here, window.
Garden, dock, and on the other side of the lake, the studios. She's fat and heavy. No. I skipped Dan Murray. You're still in your fantasy world, my dear.
Wait, what?
I don't like her. I don't want to be her friend. What if I put on some music to dance? On second thought, after they laughed at me at the party, I'm not really in the mood. Someone irresponsible like Dan Murray would sit down and... Oh, this sports stuff is so tiring. I don't want it. It's like Mother, but without the designer clothing.
Button here.
Fitz Randolph could have gotten this from one of his movies. I could move it, but I don't see what for. I haven't listened to the radio since my internship at JUNK in Los Angeles.
Jump.
You get sick of it. I don't need it for anything. Pencils. What luck! Not even chewed on.
Dude's
His
passed
dinner
out.
must not have agreed with him.
And she walks slow. Quick, follow that robot.
Big...
You see where he went?
Phil, sweetheart. You can't deny it. You have seen Big Albert.
Why deny the obvious? Why try to avoid the unavoidable?
Do you have Big Albert's note?
No, I ran into the immaterial man in the hall and I gave it to him. Everything meets its end, sooner or later.
Do you know what the note said?
Why bother if we're all going to die anyway?
Do you know which way Big Albert went?
Yes, he went out I don't...
Oops.
Which way did the immaterial man go?
There's only one possible destination. Nothingness, non-existence, death.
Clearly,
Pretty sure.
you don't know anything.
The only certainty in life is the tomb.
Me, I'm not going to expire. It just doesn't interest me.
Bad choice. If you do expire, fine, but... And if you don't?
Hey, yeah, we'll talk later.
If we don't expire first.
I didn't miss anything here.
Go back to the car. Maybe... No, nothing here.
Once got my head caught under the hood. It's clear he's not gonna... I didn't really want to anyway.
Coat check.
There's my Edgar. If Dan Murray or Fitz Randolph come out of the party, go out to the hallway and yell,
Dan Murray came. I didn't see him.
"Crocodile! Crocodile!" Wait. How do you know Dan?
Come on, everyone knows Dan Murray. What a guy, eh?
Dan is a jerk.
I would be too if I looked like him.
How dare you?
I don't understand. Dare what?
Do you think you're better than a refrigerator?
Liz, sometimes you're disconcerting.
I don't want to talk about Dan. Exclusive interview with the new Vulcan Flash. First impressions.
I'm not in character yet, but as of tomorrow, just wait and see. When I get to the audition, I'll look like his clone.
Sometimes I think I'm my own White Rabbit.
Disconcerting. Sometimes I think I don't understand you.
Me too. Go on, rehearse. I'll watch.
I'm on it.
Reading room, maybe? No, nothing. Nothing new here.
Jimmy says that it can't be opened.
What about this crank? No, nothing. Pencil.
I don't need to open it anymore.
I don't know what to do next.
That waiter robot in back is gonna end up getting dizzy. Dan is in there with Fitz Randolph. I better not disturb them.
Nope.
Let's see if I can remember. Yes, Liz grabbed the crank and was about to make noise. Did I say noise? No, music. There's a reason that they call her Loony Liz.
Crank. There was a phonograph in dude's office.
Wasn't this in the other office?
Wasn't one in the other office.
Fitz Randolph is clever. One turn of the phonograph crank, and the table, part of the floor, and the wall turn, and this appears. Listen to what I'm telling you, Liz. The rose-colored bed. William A. Fitzrandolph's Dirty Laundry. A Liz Allaire exclusive. Forget it. The gossip rags don't interest me. This is where Fitzrandolph dictates his letters to his secretary, but only the long ones.
I'm sure.
No way. Sleep here and you turn into Hannah Montana. An ice bucket, tongs, and a can of caviar. Expensive caviar. My sister, Anne-Marie, the smart one, uses it to make sandwiches. I don't want to listen to the radio.
Whoa, look at the interesting outfit. Let's turn that crank one more time. Okay. Well, I got caviar. What do I do with the caviar? Move your butt, Liz. You could move quicker. I need help again.
Liz, the great investigative reporter, knew that a certain pet would go crazy for... or did she know that?
For the caviar. Okay. Now, how were you supposed to know that?
And the magic word for today is caviar.
What is that?
But the real magic would be if something was written on it.
Oh, but I got a pencil to do the thing trick. Pencil. Notebook.
Warehouse, ASAP.
When she finally found out what Big Albert's note said, Liz headed to Fitzrandolph's storeroom, located behind the mansion.
To the warehouse, then. Hopefully Big Albert and Immaterial Man are still there. I'll turn on my tape recorder.
Easy now.
Immaterial?
The people who did this will be back. Help me.
Count me in. What do I do? I'm your girl.
The important part is safe and sound now. We'll simply bury the rest. Lights out.
At noon the following day, Dan was awakened by a ringing telephone. It was his boss. Liz and Dan hadn't shown up at the paper that day, and he was, how can I put it, pretty angry.
I won't tolerate another screw-up. You hear me, Mr.
Murray, you know, you don't understand it.
If the story about last night's award ceremony doesn't make the
Sunday edition, you and Miss O'Lear are going to be in hot water. Get clear, Murray.
Very, very hot water, he screamed down the phone.
Reluctantly, Dan went back to Fitzrandolph's mansion. Edgar told him that Liz had been seen going into the storeroom, where she evidently was no longer. Finding out what had happened to his beloved colleague was not going to be that easy.
Beloved? My foot.
Okay, I
Los
was gonna
Angeles
say.
Stadium, Friday night. Manny Brown, Rico Sandretti. That's what counts.
That was Friday.
That makes it downright cozy in here.
The hot spots.
doesn't this belong to that lunatic? Not that I pay attention to what she wears. I have one at home just like it. I always sleep on it, except when I have, company. Why, I've carried bundles like those, and even bigger ones. But, step by step, I've managed to get to where I am today. I don't carry these things anymore. 5-second rest period and I'm back on the court. This sports business is really tiring.
Boy, did she, knock that out of the park.
Let's hope I don't find more of her clothes lying around here. But what's it to me? The only one that was missing from my collection. I once pinched it from a store window and they caught me. I was 5 years old. At 12, I bought it with my first paycheck. I don't want to burn this.
I'm gonna put it on.
I'd put it on, but with this headache... Must be from some movie.
Oops.
An 8-pack. Half my salary, they belong to Octopus Herring. Psychedelic.
Alright.
MKO pansies. Ha! It seems like Willie has some enemies. What am I going to do, erase it with my tongue? I'll pass. He must have really tied one on. If I try and wake him up, he'll only fake being asleep. He owes me money. That belongs to the Chupacabras. He never plays it in public. Charangote. This is a kit for making margaritas. But the salt shaker shaped like a cactus is kind of funny. I bet that they're octopus herrings. It's Liz's. I'd stake half my salary. Nice touch, the cactus. Oh, it's Robo-Pain's workshop. What's this? One of the Chupacabra's claws. And I thought they were natural. Nothing. That's not the way to get out. Attaboy.
What?
Heyo, Tabby. Attaboy, attaboy. No, I didn't bring you any caviar today, you glutton. Aya, go lay down. I haven't seen him since he was Tabby the Second. Could he have a genetic memory? They're in there cleaning up after the party, or something like that. And the robots aren't letting anyone in. Plus, Willie might be in there, and he'd invite me to stay for lunch or something, and that would bog me down.
Go to the car.
My editor lent it to me. It's his wife's. His is in the repair shop because... He lent it to me because mine has been in a slight accident. Some people never learn. And where am I going?
Nowhere.
That's the ticket. It was in the trunk. I always carry it in the car. It doesn't matter in which car. It was in the trunk. I always carry it in the... People lose all kinds of stuff at parties.
Take it.
Well, what do you know? It's that idiot Mr. Death's soul extractor. Oh, yes. He was at the party, dying of hiccups, dancing without a partner. What a life. And where am I going?
Mom's house.
It's empty. At this hour, sweet Nancy Murray is serving breakfast at Charlie's coffee shop. No, she'll be at work with Willie right now. Shouldn't mix work with, well, the rest of it. Empty-handed? No. The boss is already at the boiling point. That's the ticket.
Okay. Wonder if I can use the corkscrew on the claw. Nope. Okay.
If I try and wake him up, he'll only fake being asleep. He owes me money.
Maybe salt and lemon. No. Soul extractor.
He has no soul to steal.
Okay. Baseball bat.
He owes me money, but I'm not going to torture him to get it.
Baseball bat on the claw.
Why not?
Okay.
I know that this makes no sense, but this is my chance to use a bat. It wouldn't surprise me if the chupacabras, drunk as a skunk, had tried to do in the sad robot. No. The last time the robot in there caught me, I wished I was dead.
Okay.
He owes me money, but I'm not... I'd bet half my salary that when he wakes up, he won't even look for the Charangote.
Anywhere else I can go? No, just down to the storeroom.
I could open it, throw on some logs, take out the ashes. I don't think so. Nice poster. And that's the end of it. It's against Willie, but I'm not adding to it and or rubbing it off. It would end up too messy.
Ooh! A belt on Toby. He can sniff it out.
Heyo, Toby! Heyo, buddy. I've got a job for you. Attaboy, Toby, attaboy. That's a long way down. Heyo, Wacko! You need a man's hand? Yeah. If she's in there, it's up to me to get her out. According to Toby, Liz is down there. It's too far. How would I get back up? I'm not throwing this down there. That's a shame. If it was longer, I'd tie it to something and use it to get down there.
Well, I never saw a rope or anything. Maybe there's a rope somewhere now.
His first name is, Elmer. Edward, Ethan, Kaidanovsky.
That you remember?
Ayo, Kaidanovsky.
Back, you bloody earthling, or I'll vaporize you with my hypergalactic laser.
Are you stupid or what?
What a guy. But don't call me by my last name. I'm Edgar to my friends.
Fascinating.
Anyway, have you found out anything about our mutual friend?
Mutual? You're mistaken there. But tell me. Why are you dressed like an idiot?
I'm the new Vulcan Flash.
Good for you. And who is this idiot?
Don't pretend. Everyone knows who Vulcan Flash is.
I am not everyone.
Well, except for an Amundsen. There, he is called Vidiges Jimenez. They censored the original name because if you substitute an H for the V, a J for the U, an O for the F, an M for the C, and you say it backwards, you get a really bad word.
So, who convinced you to dress like an idiot?
You'll never guess. Our friend Liz.
I love the graffiti.
Well, Mr. Fitz-Randolph doesn't. That's why my job is to clean it off.
Is Willie around?
He was at the mansion, but he asked them to get the Zeppelin ready. Maybe he's already there.
MKO Pansies, what's that about?
A new direction for MKO. Fitz-Randolph wants to get out of the horror business and dedicate himself to family films.
Family films don't interest me, but go on.
Just that. Romantic comedies, children's films, even musicals.
Musicals.
I'm still not interested in family films. Go on.
The problem is that not all of the monster actors are in favor of the change, and they're trying to boycott it. In part, I understand them. You build a career scaring people, and then they make you play the Cookie Monster.
Half my salary says the graffiti is Octopus Herring's work.
For sure. Do you know that in Amundsen, it's forbidden to put octopi in your socks, punishable by spanking?
Fascinating. This is starting to bore me. Let's move on. Aya Ellis.
Yeah, Dan.
What's with the AO and AI? That's weird to me.
I'd bet half my salary that when he wakes up, knock on the door? Not in a million years. The lunatic thinks it's mine. I wish.
Oh, that's it. Just that. Here. Rope.
Willie's Monster Factory. I don't see why people are so impressed with it. Pirate flicks. Can't stand them. Period. Oh, if I really gave it my all, I could, but behind it has the mother of all knots.
Maybe I could cut it with a claw.
I don't know what I wanted for, but when you come from a neighborhood like mine, that's never the right question to ask.
You do know what you do know what you want it for. Go to the ship.
Closed. Hey! You in there! Ayo! And who wants to get in? No ferry service today. That's the one that goes to the studios.
Well, at least he does move a little quicker than Liz did. Liz would only be halfway up the dock by now. Mansion. Room. Room. Rope. Trapdoor.
Will this hold if I tie it?
Count me in. What do I do? I'm your girl.
Help me hide Big Al inside.
In the sarcophagus?
Yes. It'll save us time. Now let's get out of here, or...
If you try it, you can consider yourselves toast. Your two-bit invisibility tricks won't work with me, Material Man. You and the lovely Miss Alaire shall be escorted to your new quarters by my assistant.
I can escort myself.
Chloroform.
I know who you are. Do you think you're better than a refer... Sure. Hey.
Now that he knew what had happened to Liz, Dan would only be able to find her by going after Big Albert. The sarcophagus, said Edgar. They took it to the Temple of Eternal Illusion. Now we're really in trouble, replied Dan. The Temple of Eternal Illusion. Headquarters of the famous sorceress known as High Priestess Chrome-Ha. It was completely impenetrable. Whoever entered was observed and analyzed by a scanner, which detected any sign of cerebral activity, and once inside, it was filled with deadly traps out of which no one had ever escaped.
Why does a place like that exist?
The game was becoming increasingly difficult, but Dan had come too far. Plus, his feelings for Liz were becoming more intense all the time.
That ninny. Thanks to her, I'm going to be on the ropes again. If she's lost those tickets...
That's more like it. Well, it's almost time for me to stop.
The loot. And where am I going?
Jennifer
Not
Stones.
until Michael Stone recovers from his injury.
Sunny's
They shut
Drive.
it down this week. Let's see if he pays up soon and we can party there again. That place is impregnable. I have to find another way of getting in. That's the ticket.
Maybe the ship. Nope, here.
At last, they opened it.
I'll help you construct, erect it, put together any weather.
Scientifically impossible.
I'm going to die anyhow.
Morally reprehensible.
But what about poetry, beauty, purity, and artistry?
Economically inviolable.
Well, I'll get into one of these.
I won't discuss it. You won't fit, poet.
You fit, you won't fit, you won't fit.
Whoa, take it easy, Gargantua.
Come on. Hey-o, Dan Murray.
Guilty as charged. And you, Half-Pint?
What a guy. Professor Fly, at your service.
Good. And that idiot outside? What's with him?
The poet? He wants me to build him a custom-made teletransporter booth.
Tell a what?
Oh, a neophyte. Let me show you. Two booths. The foolhardy volunteer gets into one of them. And instantly appears in the other.
Does the duck get frequent flyer miles?
Interesting.
Dan understood the great potential in that magnificent invention for furthering his plans, and he made it known to Professor Fly.
Not bad. Have you got a volunteer, Half-Pint? Apart from the rubber ducky?
Oh, I wish the poet wanted to, but I won't even discuss it.
Well, now you have one. Let's get on with it.
Oh, that would be morally reprehensible. The teletransporter is still in the Zeta stage. It's randomly lethal, lethally random, especially for the liver. It is for that reason that I only accept volunteers that meet 3 requirements.
1, said Fly, they have to be completely expendable to society. 2, their life expectancy must be less than 1 year, 2 months, 9 days, and 37 minutes. 3, they must pass my psychological test for the purpose of accrediting psychic devastation to the utmost degree.
Let's get to the psychic devastation test. What do you want to bet I beat the record?
Let's get to work. They're just 4 little ink blots. What do you see there?
Indifference, a bunch of depressing things not worth mentioning. A fire in Freak Stadium 3 years ago.
A fire in the Freak Stadium 3 years ago.
This is not psychic devastation or anything like it. I'm sorry, try again when you're really dissipated.
Okay.
My life expectancy is almost nil.
Are you sure? That's experimentally demonstrably experimental. Do you see that machine in the corner?
Better than you. I don't have bug eyes.
What a guy. But it's true. I can't see all that well because I lost my glasses yesterday. So the machine is called a life-o-meter. It uses the breath to determine the subject's total remaining life expectancy down to the minute.
How much time until he kicks the bucket, right?
Definitively positive. Positively definitive. I won't discuss it. You work at the Quill. You're a sports journalism genius.
What do you have to say about the poet? Is he stupid or just pretending to be?
Well, the poet of pain is peculiar.
Peculiar?
Yes, peculiar.
Peculiar in what way?
In a peculiar way.
Okay.
I get it. Very peculiar?
Between somewhat and very peculiar.
Peculiar, period?
What they call peculiar.
Like this peculiar attempt at a conversation.
It is a somewhat peculiar conversation, yes.
I'm gonna go this as long as I can.
Is this peculiar conversation getting us anywhere?
No, but if you keep insisting, I'm going to start thinking that you're peculiar.
Peculiar? Me?
Peculiar. You.
Me? Peculiar?
You. Peculiar.
Me? But wasn't it the poet who was peculiar?
Well, the poet of pain is peculiar.
It just repeats. Okay.
Why can't he be your volunteer?
Unfortunately, that's scientifically impossible, since my teletransporter booth won't accommodate him. Economically inviable, the cost of building a booth his size would be astronomical. And morally reprehensible, as we are talking about one of the greatest literary figures of our time.
That's his name? Poet?
The Poet of Pain. He's already published 3 volumes of poetry, all with the same theme. Unfortunately, he's beginning to repeat himself.
Has he always gone in for verse?
He used to be a stunt double in the movies. He has a very high tolerance to pain, so he would do anything. He used to specialize in the most physically punishing stunts. The best part is that afterwards, he would tell his colleagues all about the pain he'd experienced. He did it so poetically that someone said to him, "You have got to write this down, man."
Why does he want to be your volunteer?
My teletransporter booths are in the Zeta stage. They're very dangerous for the volunteer, and the poet sees an enticingly new form of pain in it, and... enticingly new.
Poets. Enough nonsense. Back up to the ceiling, Half-Pint.
What a guy.
Let's see, how many decades do I have left?
Years, 5 months, 6 days, 12 hours, 9.
5 years, 6 months, 12 days, 9 hours. Revolting machine. And the worst thing is that I'd have to have less than 2 years left to live for Fly to accept me to be his volunteer. Almost as orderly as my desk at the Quill.
I think I'm going to end it here. And I will continue this on Wednesday. Save game. Just call it Pearl 1. Okay. I will see you guys next time then.